So the Brexit bill looks likely to clear Parliament this week, but will it survive unscathed? Well, that depends on the number of Conservative MPs who are prepared to vote against their government on two key issues. Here's our Ellie with the details.
Theresa May could be in negotiations with her European partners within days. But there may be some wheeler-dealing she has to do with her own MPs too.
The nose to the left.
Cast your mind back to the beginning of last month. The bill to trigger Article 50 passed comfortably through the Commons.
The ayes have it! The ayes have it!
But 3 Conservatives voted for Labour's amendment to ensure the rights of EU citizens already in the UK. 7 Tory MPs voted to force the government to give Parliament a say on the deal struck with the EU before it's finalised.
Order, order.
Both failed. But remember those numbers, they're important. On the issue of a meaningful vote on a deal, I'm told there might have been more rebels, had it not been for this assurance from the Brexit minister.
I can confirm that the government will bring forward a motion on the final agreement to be approved by both houses of Parliament before it's concluded, and we expect and intend that this will happen before the European Parliament debates and votes on the final agreement. I hope that's of assistance.
The problem was afterwards, when the government was criticised for reeling back from when and what it would offer a vote on. The bill then moved into the Lords, where peers passed it with 2 amendments. You've guessed it, that first on EU nationals, and the second that Parliament be given a meaningful vote on the terms of the deal, or indeed a vote in the event of there not being a deal. The so-called Brexit bill will return to the Commons tomorrow for MPs to discuss. Ministers insist that both amendments would weaken the government's negotiating hand and are seeking to overturn them. But as ever, politics is a numbers game. Theresa May has a working majority of 17. On Brexit, though, it's probably higher. At least 6 Labour MPs generally vote with the government on the issue, plus 8 DUP MPs, 2 from the Ulster Unionist Party, and UKIP's Douglas Carswell. If all Conservatives vote with the government as well, Theresa May's Brexit majority is 51. Therefore, 26 Conservative rebels are needed for the government to be defeated on a Brexit issue. So, are there rough waters ahead for Theresa May? What numbers are we looking at in terms of a potential?
I think we're looking at a large number of people who are interested in parliamentary sovereignty. This building is a really important building. It's symbolic of a huge amount of history, and for it not to be involved in this momentous time would, I think, be not acceptable to most.
But he says a clear verbal statement from the government on a meaningful vote on any deal would be enough to get most Tory MPs on side.
It was already said by David Jones. It slightly unravelled a little bit during the course of that debate. I think this is an opportunity to really get that clarity through so that we can all vote for Article 50 and get on with the negotiations.
I've spoken to several Tory MPs who say they're minded to vote against the government. One said the situation was sad and depressing. The other that the whips must be worried because they don't normally bother contacting them. They have on this occasion. A minister told me Downing Street was looking again at the possibility of offering a vote in the event of no deal being reached, but that its position was unlikely to change. And anyway, government sources have told the Sunday Politics they're not anticipating a big rebellion. That those Tory MPs who didn't back either amendment the first time round would look silly if they did this time.
It would have to be a pretty hefty lot of people changing their minds about things that have already been discussed in quite a lot of detail last time it was in the Commons for the things to be reversed this time.